How wildfire smoke is affecting communities across southern Wisconsin. I'm Ellie Liberté with what Beloit is doing to monitor conditions.
Plus, a local climate journalist who went missing while hiking in Norway is found alive. We have reaction from his sister.
And later, as Texas Democrats continue to hold out in Illinois, we hear from a former Wisconsin lawmaker who took part in a similar tactic. We welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. And good evening, I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson.
The air quality advisory from Canadian wildfire smoke that lingered in Wisconsin for nearly a week expired for much of the state today.
And we have team coverage on the smoky skies and what's next in the forecast. Let's begin with Ellie Liberté, who's live on our weather patio.
Yeah, Eric, Sarah, I am live, like you said, right outside of our studio on Madison's west side. Air quality right now at a level 2 out of 5. That means it's moderate. But last week we saw it hit a level 3, which is unhealthy for some, or a level 4, which is just unhealthy. Today I went down to Beloit to see why monitoring air conditions is important for the entire state.
These are the fires north of Lake Winnipeg.
Beloit College environmental studies professor Pablo Terral has been monitoring the way the Canadian wildfires impact his community.
Here, this is where we are located now.
Terral says Beloit is unique because it's the only city in Rock County to have 5 air quality monitors.
Our data is scientifically rigorous and it's been picked up by all of these national reports, which allow us to add another dot on the map, one that normally wouldn't have any data.
But the sensors they do have, Terral says, aren't the most sensitive, so they likely underreport.
Which means that the pollution is probably worse.
According to Craig Zarnecki with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, the particles the smoke brings down are tiny.
They can get into your lungs and even into your bloodstream.
The most vulnerable populations from the wildfire smoke are children, the elderly, and those with asthma. According to a 2020 Wisconsin Department of Health Services report, Rock County is the 5th highest level of hospitalizations due to asthma.
It can bring on asthma attacks if you are an asthmatic, reduces lung function, and then increases the risk of heart and cardiovascular issues with long-term exposure as well.
According to Terral, the reason the smoke has been so significant is in part because of dry conditions in Canada.
Those fires are bigger because we have longer periods of drought, so they burn a lot longer. Which means that because they burn longer, they produce more pollutants that are brought downwind to the United States.
And he says the trend of wildfires isn't slowing down. And according to the Department of Natural Resources, so far this year, there have been 22 air quality advisory days. That compares to just 3 last year. This wildfire season also expected to run for about another month. Reporting live on Madison's west side, Ellie Liberté, News 3 Now.
All right, thank you, Ellie. And for more on the current weather conditions, let's check with First Warn Forecast Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Yes, good news is air quality is slowly improving, as Ellie was just mentioning. Still hanging on to that air quality alert for the Milwaukee metropolitan area till at least 11 o'clock at night. And as we look at our current smoke cover, you do see the greens and the yellows right along the Lake Michigan shoreline. There's a bit of that PM 2.5, a bit of that smoke left in the atmosphere. But part of our weather story is there is more smoke in the forecast. We also have shower and thunderstorm activity in the forecast. Southwest Wisconsin, Grant County right now, Platteville stretching up to Fenimore over towards, let's say the Dickeyville area just north of Dubuque. Couple raindrops out there, but we're not expecting widespread thunderstorms tonight. Maybe an outside chance of a thunderstorm towards daybreak. But as we get to about this time tomorrow night, future track lighting up with scattered thunderstorms across the area. 1 or 2 of these storms could be on the strong side. When you see me next in a few minutes, we're going to track those thunderstorms, the threats they bring, and also that chance, unfortunately, for more wildfire smoke to build into southern Wisconsin.
Okay, thank you, Alex. And be sure to track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download this for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
An update to a story we brought you yesterday. The Stoughton native who went missing on a hike in the mountains of Norway has been found alive. Alec Lund went missing for a week in the Folgefonna National Park. And then yesterday morning, Norway time, he was found in this region just east of the park by helicopter. Now, we have some photos from the Norwegian Air Force. Alec's sister, Drew Gaddis, tells us Alec had fallen off a cliff and broke his foot, leaving him stranded for 6 days, surviving on little food and water. Right now, he's in the ICU and hasn't seen his family or wife yet, but his sister says she's counting the minutes before she can go and give her brother a big hug.
It's incredible. It is we're just also grateful that it went in this direction and not the other direction. It is just like this huge weight has been pulled off, and it feels like we can breathe.
Lund graduated from the UW-Madison School of Journalism back in 2010 and went on to win awards for his reporting on climate change for The Guardian, National Geographic, The New York Times, and more. He was on a family vacation with his 4 other siblings, all raised in Stoughton, before setting off on the 4-day hiking trip.
A 7-year-old Beloit boy is dead after he was hit by a vehicle yesterday. The crash happened just before 5 o'clock on Prairie Avenue near Summit Avenue. Police say the boy was taken to a local hospital before being airlifted to Madison via med flight. He later died from his injuries. Meanwhile, the driver remained at the scene and is cooperating with the investigation. A Janesville man is facing felony charges for his 3rd OWI after getting into a crash on Sunday. Rock County deputies got reports of a single vehicle crash on North County Highway H in the Center Township. According to an investigation, the driver lost control of the vehicle after going over a hill and then crashed into a ditch. Both the driver and a passenger suffered non-life-threatening injuries, but the driver faces multiple charges, one of them a felony because it was his 3rd OWI. Well, right now, the Madison Nightmares are preparing to play the Minot Honeybees.
Now, if the team beats the Bees, they'll secure their first Northwoods League softball championship. Andrew Banter live at Warner Park ahead of tonight's big game. Andrew?
Hey guys, we are here at Warner Park where literally just 30 seconds ago the first pitch was thrown in Game 2 of the Northwoods League Softball Championship Series, and it is incredibly important because tonight the Nightmares have a chance at history. They had a historic regular season where they went 35-7, and tonight with a win over the Minot Honeybees, they are 7 innings away from their first ever Northwoods League title. I caught up with their head coach Lexi Godwin earlier, who says that it's really not all about winning.
I'm just so proud of them. I said from day one it was really never about winning. It was about these girls growing, learning, and falling back in love with this game. And I think the results speak for themselves. So I'm so proud of them and so proud of the season we were able to put together.
And I'm thinking by the time I talk to you later on in the sports block, I'll have a better idea of how this game will go. Hopefully by then, the Nightmares will have scored. Now, you heard the head coach, Lexi Godwin, say it's not all about winning, but later on in sports, you'll hear from Verona native and a Wisconsin Badger, Hillary Blomberg, says it's a little bit about winning. We'll see you then for now at Warner Park. Andrew Banstrut, News 3 Sports.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Andrew. See you later. Well, right now, online enrollment and registration for Madison School District students is open. Parents can access it by using the website right there on your screen. Now, every family needs to complete this process. If your kids are returning to school, you will need to verify or update their information. If you have any issues accessing the enrollment portal, you can get in touch with the office at 608-663-4957, the number on your screen, or through email.
Our Stop the Bus campaign still underway in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. We're helping local students start the school year off right. Until the 15th, we'll be collecting essential school supplies to support hundreds of students across Dane County. And you can help by dropping off donations at our drop-off sites. You can find all that information at channel3000.com. Coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, the Texas Democrats fleeing to Illinois, drawing similar comparisons to what some Wisconsin Democrats did back during Act 10.
When we come back, we'll hear from one of those lawmakers and his reflection on the holdout.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
And Democratic lawmakers in Texas remain in Illinois tonight after fleeing Texas to deny that state's legislature a quorum needed to do their business.
Now that has echoes of similar action taken by Wisconsin Democratic lawmakers back in 2011. Our political reporter Will Keneally has this glimpse back in history.
14 years ago, in the early hours of a February morning, 14 Wisconsin senators fled the state for Rockford. They left too few lawmakers in the state capitol to get any work done, meaning that Democrats had effectively blocked a Republican bill. One of those lawmakers, former Madison State Senator Fred Risser.
We left because they were voted on a particular bill affecting the labor rights of constituents.
Flip ahead to this week. Democrats in Texas are taking a page out of the Wisconsin lawmakers' playbook.
So right now, there's folks saying that we walked out. And I think everyone behind me will say, we're standing up. And as Texans would say, we're standing tall.
The bill Texas Democrats are trying to block would redraw the state's congressional district maps. Republicans who are in power right now could draw them in a way that gives greater power to Republicans.
They're reapportioning out of order, and specifically to change the makeup of the Congress of the United States. I think it's a much more tragic reason, and it certainly isn't good government by any means.
Risser says what Texas Democrats are facing is a different beast than what Wisconsin lawmakers dealt with, but offered this from what worked back here in Wisconsin.
We kept communicating with the state, even though we were out of state. We had constant talking with not only our staffs, but the other side.
Reporting in Madison, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Will. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has asked the state's Supreme Court there to remove the top Democratic lawmaker from Texas and declare his seat vacant over this move. You can see more of our coverage coming up this Sunday morning at 10:30 on For the Record. Well, still ahead, 2 companies are teaming up to create a questionable new product.
Plus, a Madison cannabis company begins production of a new line of THC-free hemp. What they plan to use it for.
And warmer weather is on the way. Alex returns with just how hot it'll get after the break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
A Madison-based cannabis company has begun production of a new line of THC-free hemp strains.
The genetics of the new strain, now being called Badger G, were developed by UW-Madison researchers. It contains high levels of CBG, or cannabigerol, which is called the mother of all cannabinoids, which, while producing zero THC, according to Herbal Aspect, Badger G can be used in a wide range of future products.
We've seen efficacy with inflammation. Certain types of neurodegeneration disorders like Huntington's, glaucoma. It's shown antibacterial properties, even activity against MRSA.
Now, because Badger G produces zero THC, it makes it attractive for processors, retailers, and manufacturers operating in highly regulated markets. It will be available to purchase in 3 or 4 months.
Well, temperatures are heating back up again in southern Wisconsin. Here's Alex with the complete forecast.
And let's get right to it here, Sarah, in southern Wisconsin. We're going to be above normal for the next 10 days, or at least right on the fringe of that, all the way from Thursday, tomorrow, clear to the following Saturday. Look at these low 80s to mid to upper 80s. We could be looking at some 90s as we even approach Friday. So that's what's on the way to southern Wisconsin. It's part of our weather story here. And the other part is the increase in shower and thunderstorm chances. We've got some showers trying to make it to the ground, as we see here in our first one weather cam, courtesy of our Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville, where we have our whole network to show you weather that's going on across southern Wisconsin. Here are those showers as we speak right now. We'll zoom in to those few showers just west of that Platteville area, right south and west on 151. Not quite making it to Platteville yet, but over towards Lancaster, B-Town, and over towards the Dickeyville area. Don't be surprised to get a drop or 2 as we move through the next couple hours, but not expecting widespread storms, maybe an isolated storm tonight as we head towards daybreak. Fast forward, here we go. Warm and humid conditions, that's the fuel for thunderstorms. At about this point tomorrow, we're looking at isolated to scattered thunderstorms across the WISC viewing area. This one showing right over the heart of Dane County, a cluster of thunderstorms. As we move further into the evening, 6, 7 o'clock, those storms move, stretching from Darlington up to Madison, up towards Juneau, Beaver Dam area, even into the Marquette and Green Lake counties. A bit of what I see kind of a bowing shape here. And what that means is these storms are probably going to pop up and then push out ahead, meaning they're likely going to have some gusty winds on the leading edge of these thunderstorms, maybe even a bit of hail. As we go into the early morning hours of Friday, we lose the heat of that day, similar to other events where we get these storms popping up in the evening and then they fizzle as they get into the early morning hours of Friday. But nonetheless, doesn't matter. 24/7, one of us has an eye on Radar 3000. Can't rule out an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm on Thursday with the heat of the day and that warm and humid air moving into southern Wisconsin. This is level 1 out of 5 risk. What does that mean? It means an isolated severe storm or a few isolated severe storms are possible, with those primary threats being heavy rain, gusty winds, and hail, as I was just mentioning, across southern Wisconsin Thursday and Thursday night. And while I like to be the bearer of good news, well, I don't have good news in the wildfire department. We were talking earlier about the wildfire smoke coming down from Canada. Now we got wildfire smoke potential coming in from a different direction because we have wildfires out across the Rockies and out towards the California area. And as we get into Friday, notice the yellows and oranges making it back into the state of Wisconsin. In addition to the warm and humid stuff, we could be looking at the wildfire concentration getting up there as well. Heading into the weekend, 86 on Saturday, 82 Sunday going into Monday as a weather system moves into the area. That brings us a little bit more in the way of cloud cover, and that will bring us an increase in shower and thunderstorm chances, especially Sunday, carrying out into next week. But this is the dog days of summer as we continue those warm temperatures. I said during our 5 o'clock newscast, here's a glimpse going all the way out towards the latter part of August. Warmer than normal conditions expected for pretty much the entire United States. And we're right on the edge here of slightly above normal chances for water, which is not shocking. Again, August is often a humid time, a muggy time with on and off shower and storm chances.
Okay. All right, this is an interesting one.
All right, yeah. So if tomatoes are a fruit, is ketchup a smoothie? Well, Heinz and Smoothie King seem to think so.
They're always going to try something. These two companies are partnering up to launch a brand new product. This is real. Heinz says it's the first ever ketchup-based smoothie. The creation blends Heinz Simply Ketchup with sorbet, apple juice, strawberries, and raspberries. They describe the taste as sweet and tangy. The smoothies are available at select Smoothie King locations nationwide. I actually at first went, ugh, and then when you think about it, ketchup is all sugar.
You can't put it on your hot dog in Chicago, though.
No.
Don't try that.
No.
All right, coming up in sports, we're heading back out to Warner Park, to Duck Pond. The Nightmares looking to wrap up a championship summer season. We'll have a preview, a big one tonight against Minot, the Honeybees. That's next. Stay with us.
Welcome back inside Warner Park, where right behind me it is Game 2 of the Northwoods League Softball Championship Series. The Madison Nightmares are hosting the Minot Honeybees, and the Nightmares are up 1-0 in the series. Right now it's the top of the second inning because Isabella Emmering drove in Hillary Blomberg, a Verona native and a Wisconsin Badger, to give the Nightmares a 1-0 lead. They are just one win away from their first championship ever, and for Blomberg, that's something that's pretty special.
It's an amazing feeling to be able to grow up watching the Mallards play on this field and then having the opportunity to play on this field and now the chance to win a championship and win the Northwoods League is even more amazing. And I feel so special and lucky to have that opportunity. When I heard that there was actually going to be a playoffs, I was like, okay, I want to win the playoffs, obviously. So now that we're in the position to do so, I hope that today we're able to do it, and because that's what we all want.
A championship's always nice, right? Like, who's going to be upset about winning a championship? No, I'm just, we obviously lost the words, right? So proud of them. Yeah, it was never about winning. I wanted these girls to just grow in confidence. I told them that I would love on them and hopefully that they would find their love for the sport again, and just, you'll see in the dugout the way that this culture has bloomed. It's been so special just to be a part of, and it's been so fun to watch, and they've made my job very, very, very easy this summer.
History would tell us that the Nightmares will go on to win this game tonight and the Northwoods League title. And if they do, we will see you back here at 10 with live reaction from the players, and not to mention live celebration. It's going to be an incredible night here at Warner Park as the Nightmares look to cap off a dream season and their second year of softball. Guys, we'll talk to you later on tonight, hopefully with big smiles on our faces. For now, Andrew Banster with News 3 Sports, sending it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Andrew, we'll see if they can come up with a championship. And also tonight at 10, a family fighting to keep their child's Medicaid benefits sees a breakthrough. Months ago, our Maddie Himes brought you their story as their 6-year-old's benefits were being stripped away, and now that life-changing care is reinstated. We'll have that story tonight at 10.
And now a final trick on our forecast. It's going to get muggy.
Yep, here comes the muggy stuff. I was just stepping out there and I felt, yep, it's increasing. It's going to increase even more than where we're at currently. Muggy conditions evolving overnight. That's the fuel for a couple of storms on Thursday. Even through the end of the week, going on into the weekend, we're going to continue those storm chances along with very warm and humid conditions. How warm tonight? Mid to upper 60s to near 70, especially in far southwest Wisconsin. Then we'll do low to mid 80s with those dew points probably getting up close to that tropical feeling, and that will be the fuel for thunderstorms tomorrow. One or two of those storms could be on the strong side. So have that first warn weather app handy, and stormy conditions lasting into the upcoming weekend going out into early next week. Best chances right now look to be Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Staying warm all the way through the 10-day. There's no cool down here. We are in the middle of the dog days of summer. 80s by day, 60s by night. AC weather.
And that humid air pushing the smoke out, though.
That's true, yes.
Helps. There's some positives there.
There's a couple positives there.
All right, Entertainment Tonight is coming up next.
Our next newscast is at 10 o'clock. Be sure to join us. You can always find us streaming as well 24/7 on Channel 3000+. Take care.